Hi, people. Welcome to the Cafe One Pod. Today's episode is very special because it's with our friends at TechCabal. As you may have found out, because the ads have not let me rest personally, Moonshot is coming up, and we have a member of the that's Big Cabal team, actually, not TechCabal. Big Cabal team here. This episode is definitely something you want to listen to if you plan on attending and if you want to launch a tech career or you want to scale up in your current career. This episode features Daniel. Daniel will introduce himself shortly, but this is the right time to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Welcome again to the Cafe One Pod. Hi, Daniel. Welcome.
Hi, Favor. It's great to be here.
Yeah, you look excited.
I am. I mean, first off, first of all, it's my first anything, but I'm also just really excited because we're seeing a lot of the work that
Mm-hmm.
we've put into Moonshot just come together. Um, we got a lot of like really important feedback last year, mostly glowing. And this year I'd say try to turn it up a bit.
Mm.
But yeah.
Okay, so just for context, let's get to meet you. Let's get to know who Daniel is, what Daniel does. Then we'll go straight into Moonshot.
All right. My name is Daniel. I lead the growth team at Big Cabal Media. Big Cabal consists of and Zikoko, and TechCabal Insights. TechCabal covers Pan-African innovation. Zikoko covers Nigerian youth and culture. And TechCabal Insights is our data and intelligence arm. Um, I work on the growth team, or I lead a team of about 10. Really, I'd like to say intelligent, like growth engineers. And we work across um, the three major arms of tech of Big Cabal. Um, and we work to grow the social, email, websites numbers,
Okay.
and also in this case events. Some of our biggest events are obviously Hertitude. There's Naira Life
Naira
this
Life.
year.
Yeah, it was a Naira Life actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I have Naira Life merch. It was nice. It was good.
it was good. It was better than we expected.
Really. It was
Yeah,
really big. Like that's one thing that really took me off guard because I had done something at that place at my former company,
yeah,
and just to see how much more the space was utilized really just brought so much into perspective around like how the little things that people do not understand, how jobs like planning are very serious work, because that place, trust me, was properly underutilized when we used it. But yeah, I liked it. I liked
yeah.
it.
Naira
Really
Life
looks good.
was. I feel for a viewer, it surpassed expectations.
It was the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Um,
good.
and I mean, I think it took a small village, like we always say.
Yeah. And
Um,
a huge amount of money. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and then obviously there is Moonshots. I don't think Moonshot needs an introduction. This is year 3, and as always, it is bigger and bolder.
Mm-hmm. So one thing though, what's do you know what the name Moonshot signifies? Like, what is the significance of
Of
the
Moonshot.
conference being named Moonshot?
Um, so Moonshot actually, I remember, it started out as a Slack thread. Tomiwa,
Okay.
our CEO, put out a Slack thread with a couple of names. I remember the first name in 2023, when we were thinking about expanding what was previously. Moonshot was previously the future of commerce,
Okay.
and that was what it evolved from. When we were thinking about evolving the future of commerce, we started with a couple of names. I remember, I think January or February, 2023. We had a couple of ideas. There was A Tech Lagos. I think that was the name that we went
A
with.
Tech Lagos.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think there was even like brand identity for that already. And then a couple of people just said, I think Tomiwa got feedback that rather than give SEO to like other events that have tech and
Yeah,
Lagos
Tech
in
and
their
Lagos.
names, we should try something that feels more original. And so Tomiwa came up with Moonshot. And Moonshot pretty much means an, I don't want to say impossible dream, but a giant leap, um, an incredible stride.
Okay.
Basically, as the word says, shooting for the moon. Um, and I'd like to think that every year, from an execution POV, from an attendee POV, even from a revenue and importance POV, it has just grown.
Mm-hmm.
In year one, we had about 2,700 attendees. Um, Last year, we had about 4,005.
Okay.
This year, we're expecting just about the same number. Um, but beyond just the number, we have an important stack of guests. There are a lot more investors, a lot more presence from other countries. Um, just like a lot of like really, really important facets of the event. I think there are a couple of like really, really important things that are coming this year that weren't even there last year, but but yeah, this year is a lot bigger.
Amazing. So I know, or I figured out that Moonshot is 3 years old, and in the last 3 years it has grown definitely. But how would you say that planning year one impacted your planning year two, your planning year three?
Um, I mean, year one was a slightly more difficult sell because there were a lot of potentially new sponsors. A couple of them came on last minute.
Okay.
Um, Even with ticket sales, we sold most of our tickets like in the final week. Um, and so I think building, building all of that in year two, it was a lot easier to find sponsors. Not perfect per se, but stronger. We also took a lot of learnings from year one. From like an execution POV, even like with the number of spaces um that were curated
Yeah.
for attendees and stuff like that. For year three, I think exhibitor booths were already sold out by like July. Um, and that is
Oh,
like,
and the conference is usually in like Q4.
yeah, October,
Yeah.
and exhibitor booths were almost out.
Yeah, by
By
July.
July. And most of this, I think, almost all the sponsor slots too. So I think from an execution POV, we've gotten the conference has just become like a lot more important.
Yeah.
We found ways to provide value
Yeah.
to attendees, sponsors. Um, Last year we had billboards in Kenya, South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsors love that. You don't get that. You barely get that with any other conference. This year there's just a lot more that's ongoing.
Okay, great. So in 3 years ago was 2022, right?
2023.
2023. 3 years ago was 2023.
2022 actually, but V3 is,
Okay. Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. So say in 2023, um, if I attended Moonshot in 2023, do you think that I would have come for Moonshot in 2024?
In 2024. Yes. Um so I'd be honest and say that the check-in experience in 2023 was not exactly great. Um and there were just a lot of like, newbie issues there. So I feel like that could potentially have been a hindrance to a couple of people.
Yeah.
The other part is, for some reason, people thought that, or a couple of people felt that the fact that the check-in stands were extremely populated, felt like the event was so big,
Mm-hmm.
and so that in its own way brought like
Yeah.
its own level
Mm-hmm.
of press. um 2024 was just more stronger curated, particularly for people who purchased the Prime passes. Um, I think there was a Prime Lounge. There was just like a lot more in terms of the experience created for
Yeah.
those people. And I think that this year that experience is going to even be stronger. There are going to be like more dedicated like matchmaking opportunities, particularly with investors.
Matchmaking like is business.
Yes, yes, with investors
We're
and
gonna be looking
startups.
for.
I mean, all of that one saved the.
Okay, as an attendee, what would you say? Because I think this is specifically like targeted. I don't think this is a great point for us to start like targeting sponsors, because like a lot of time has passed.
Yes.
So let's focus on attendees, because those are the people that will actually bring all the press to Moonshot. So what would you say is like a baseline success metric? What are the most common themes in the feedback that you receive? How do people receive, or rather how do people give feedback for the event or to the event? And how do you think a person would benefit from attending Moonshot?
I think the first thing, obviously, there are multiple stages at Moonshots. There are also just about 9 content tracks. There's AI, there's government and policy, there's the creative economy and stuff like that. There are also like very, very strong masterclasses. Last year, I attended PCTMs. I think I didn't really get the chance to truly experience the conference. But last year I attended PCTM's masterclass. It was transformational, for lack of words. And there are just from feedback that we've gotten, there are a lot of really strong masterclasses
Mm-hmm.
because the quality of speakers is just really great. We also have like a lot of people really loved the creative economy.
Okay.
Last year I think we had Lai, I think we had Fisayo, the
Fisayo.
Fisayo Fusudo.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Um, and there are just like a lot of like for young people and even marketing people per se. Um, there's just like a lot of um there are a lot of opportunities within Africa's creative economy. I don't want to quote figures that are wrong, but the creative economy um, is primed to grow, become like multiple $1 billion
Mm-hmm.
economies
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in a couple of years. Um, and so that's like just the amount of knowledge, um, and not just knowledge that is basic or stuff that is generic, that you can get there from the different stages, and the master classes is extremely important. Also just a network. uh Someone who I'm working with this year, on our we have a campaign with Levy Box. There's a startup that does advertising with in Uber, and I think drive rides.
Okay, like within the
Yeah, within the
rides.
rides.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
and on top
interesting.
of the rides, and we're working with them this year. Um, and apparently the founders met at Moonshot.
Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
yes. Um, and that was he. I think one of them contacted me, and said, "Hey, we met at Moonshot. Just small testimonial, and we've created this thing called Levy Box, and it's growing.
Yeah.
Um, and they are partners this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there are just a number of stories. There are jobs. There are, um, I mean, there's obviously just quite a number and like a strong investor presence. So for startup founders, um, and beyond that, it's just really a good time. They're mixers.
Is it a 1 day event,
It's a 2 day
2 day event?
event.
Okay.
Yeah, they're mixers. I think for prime holders, I think pre and post events.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are a lot of there are a lot of draws. There is just the the level of knowledge and even just content that will come from the different
Yeah.
stages and the master classes. There is the quality of attendees. Anybody who is going to remove whatever amount you're charging for tickets to pay
Yeah.
is not coming there to sell beans. That's just the truth.
Is this like, are you shading beans sellers? What's wrong with selling beans?
That's the truth.
What's wrong with selling? I like, matter of fact, I like
I
beans.
like beans too.
So I like bean sellers. So why them?
Oh well, okay, but you get the
I
point.
don't get it. I'm standing up for the bean sellers right now. They have nobody to defend them but me. Okay, so from what I'm getting or what I've gotten so far, I'd say that okay, there are multiple things to be honest, but let's stick with two things. So the first thing that I would say is that in terms of doing something, this is the entire moonshot experience is significant in the sense that the first moonshot, yeah, there were some hitches, right? But the first Naira Life went very well.
Yeah, it did.
So it just goes to show that indeed, like when you practice stuff, you become really perfect at doing it. Because if it was Naira Life that you did first before Moonshot, you would still see that after doing Naira Life first and making the rookie mistakes, by the first Moonshot, you will not have those rookie mistakes because you now have experience planning a large scale event.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a testament to the fact that you cannot cheat. You cannot cheat
The
the
process.
process. Yeah,
No, you
you
can't.
have to go through that process. You see that your first, if you are a tailor or something, you see that your first dress, it will be ugly. I promise you, it will be ugly. But that is fine because it is just your first attempt. When you do it a second time, do it a third time, in all the different iterations, you are pointing out many loopholes that you're hoping to close by the next one. So it's just a testament to how much dedication and effort you have to put into everything. This is not just about planning events, it's also about your work. You may not feel like you're the greatest at what you do at the moment, but it really just takes time, it takes practice, it takes execution over time to build that competence, to build that skill. Then the second thing I want to or I've drawn out of this is just the fact that when you're somewhere or when you're going somewhere, you have to set your own priorities. You have to set what you want to get out of that thing. I feel like words like networking at this point they're buzzwords because we just use them so many times. Just like, oh, I'm networking, I'm networking. But at the end of the day, are you though? Are you really networking? Are you putting people in your network, people that matter in your network? What's the synergy between you and the person you're networking with? Are you guys along the same path? Is the relationship going to be symbiotic? Is it going to be a relationship that benefits both parties? So I think it's very important that whenever you're putting yourself in any situation, whether it's at work, whether it's in your life, whether it's in your career, it's important that you first decide what you want to get out of that situation before you decide that, okay, yeah, I'm going to be there. Moonshot is a commitment of your time, of your money. So it is beyond just being there. It's setting for yourself, oh, what do I want to get out of this experience? You can see that they're partnering with a person, a digital ads, I'll call it
Yes.
a digital ads partner this year, and they met him at the conference. So even beyond being present, like I said, symbiosis, find people that you can offer value to and can offer value to you as well. That's my own personal advice, and it's your business if you take it or if you don't take it. I've done my best.
Or something else to add is being honest with yourself. For every event that we do, we have a post-mortem call. Um, Last year's Moonshot 2024 it was unbelievable. It surpassed a lot of our expectations, attendee wise, um, feedback wise. It was great. It took a lot from the teams that were involved, the design teams, the growth, events, and all of
Yeah.
that. Um, but we sat down after that and gave ourselves honest feedback about the things that went wrong.
Yeah.
And so, if you're hoping to, you know, scale or do anything important, it's important to give yourself, like, I mean, celebrate your wins,
Yeah.
very important, but
Yeah, but also have
give
that
yourself,
honest
yes,
conversation
give
with
yourself honest
yourself.
feedback.
Yeah.
Extremely important.
I
Yeah.
agree. 100% I agree. Okay, so Mike's second to the last question is going to be, in your life as a person in marketing in growth,
Yeah.
what's a mistake that you've learned from?
um I'd say that a couple of things as a marketing person. Experimentation and setting up experimentation frameworks is probably, particularly if you work in growth, is probably one of the most important things for you. um if you try something and it's not working, um and even if it is working, you have to either, double down
Mm-hmm.
or find something else that works. um the world is moving fast. That is the truth. We say that every time. I don't even want to mention AI, because everybody knows. But I think the big thing with marketing, being a marketing person, is learning, learning to experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the other thing is moving beyond, vanity metrics and focusing on the things that are important.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, your social post got impressions or stuff like that, or your ad got clicks.
Yeah.
Did your impressions lead to followers? And if it did lead to followers, how does that lead to the
Yeah.
business bottom line? Um, and if it did lead to followers, are those followers potential leads?
Mm-hmm.
Or your ads, are they getting you the conversions that you want? So my point in essence is that as a marketer, I mean, the top of the funnel is still extremely important
Yeah.
because it just brings people in, but you really need to think a lot about how you feed into the
Yeah.
bottom
The
of the
bottom
funnel,
line. Yeah.
or the bottom line, because that is where, businesses tend to feel like they can cut. Oh, okay, and they don't need two social media managers. They can put up prompts in ChatGPT and
Mm-hmm.
get
Mm-hmm.
a whole social media plan or a whole email plan and stuff like that, and generates terrible designs.
Yeah.
Um,
Terrible designs. That's so real. God,
yes, but
the designs people are doing these days. I don't
yeah,
know. Like, I hope that the point we are at with AI, I hope that this is not the final form.
no, it's not. It can't be.
Because,
But in certain ways, I'm happy because I mean it gives us a couple more years. Um, but yeah, but beyond that, so you really need to find your connection
yeah.
to the bottom line,
Mm-hmm.
or how your work drives the business.
Yeah.
That is what makes you that's what makes you stand out.
Fair enough. I agree. As a marketing person myself, I do in fact agree. So let's go to the closing question, which is, what gaps do you think that, or have you seen that Moonshot is closing in the ecosystem?
Moonshot brings people who are like doers
Okay.
in the ecosystem. We have this thing where it feels like everybody thinks that the biggest, most important things are valuations or raising money and stuff like that, or getting announced somewhere. Um, but Moonshot really is, particularly this year, is getting people to understand that beyond beyond all of that, there is the actual work that needs to go in to, and I'm going to just use the theme for this year, to build momentum. Beyond that, there are a lot of there are facets within Moonshots that tie things like government regulation and policy. And so we have these people, there are also roundtables. We have these people sit with some of the most important people in the ecosystem, and they discuss, the challenges,
Yeah.
um, and whatever innovations or whatever, things need to change
Yeah.
um, about, Nigeria or Africa's ecosystem. Last year's roundtable was really big thing. This year I think it's going to even be bigger. We had the Bosun Tijani last year,
Yeah.
the
The
minister.
Minister for
Yeah,
Communications.
for communications. We have a couple more ministers this year. So yeah, it's there is a link
Yeah.
between people actually understanding what it takes to, build momentum and sustain it as a startup or as a
Yeah.
business, and also meeting the people who create these regulations or policies
Fair.
that can affect, their businesses or and all of that. So
Just to see if I understood you clearly, it is Moonshot is closing the gaps of access
yes,
to information,
access to information, access to,
even the personalities.
yes, policymakers,
Yeah.
access to, access to information, access to policymakers, access to important personalities, but also for the startups and businesses that exhibit the potential to find really important leads for their businesses. Potential to meet like extremely important people. Like I've gone for I remember an event I attended. I don't want to shade them because I really love them on IG. I went there, I think 2023, and I wasn't even really senior in 2023. I don't even think I'm that senior now. But I went there and I just realized that was not the event for me. Like this was an event for beginner marketers or beginner anybody. And it showed from everything. Even down to like the kinds of like I would see people trying to get leads, and when they ask for the person's name or job title, I see intern or junior.
Make it now.
No,
don't you believe in their
it's not that.
source?
My point is, it's not the lack of belief. If you're getting leads now, you want to hopefully connect with the decision maker.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
And so while that does not always mean anything, sometimes it's just more comforting knowing that if you collected a sheet or got a lead sheet, and most of those were filled with country director or CEO, you have just better chances of potentially converting. So yeah.
I have to agree. So it's a thing where like all the right people are in the room.
Yes.
The decision makers are in the room. The people that the leads that can actually convert into something valuable for your business will be in the room. So I do think that this is something, because I'm an events person myself. So I like to attend events. I like to watch the process. I really just like events because they take a lot of people and financial resources to come into fruition. So
will you be coming for Moonshots?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely. I'll be there. I'll really be there. You have no choice but to have me there, to be honest. I have to be there. So how do people get tickets to Moonshot? How do people find out more about Moonshots, Big Cabal?
So I mean, there's the website. There's moonshot.techcabal.com. You can get a ticket. if you get a group ticket, you would save a lot more than if you get an individual ticket. I think some group tickets are up to like 30% off because we believe in community. Um, and so, I mean, there's that. We also have something really important this year. There is the Hoover app, which is like our official, you know, event app. And
Okay.
so, what that helps you really do is potentially connect with people before the event, so you can
Okay.
see those who are attending.
Attending. Okay.
Um, and so, I mean, not in, I mean, we are in the real world and people can be weird, but it is a chance for people to potentially, make connections.
Yeah.
One of the times where I think for a Mastercard conference last year, people created like post event meetups.
Okay.
And the event was in Abuja, but they created post event meetups in Lagos.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, so it was cool. The other thing, obviously, is that you can, plan your agenda for master classes you want to
Yeah.
attend and stuff like that. So it's like a whole thing. And if you obviously want to find out about Big Cabal, there is TechCabal's website and there's the Coco, there is the Big Cabal website, there are social media pages. So Big Cabal is pretty much everywhere.
Great, amazing. So follow Big Cabal Media, follow TechCabal, follow Moonshot, follow Zikoko. I like Zikoko. Zikoko is like my fave from
Uh,
the entire
so
ministry.
in case this goes out, people always think I prefer TechCabal.
You don't.
I prefer Zikoko. I've worked better with Zikoko people. Um, Not like I don't like TechCabal. I love TechCabal. But Zikoko has an essence, unmatched.
Zikoko has an essence. Are you trying to say TechCabal does not have an essence?
There's just something about
Are
Zikoko.
you trying to tell your employers that TechCabal doesn't have an essence?
They do really.
But it's not
They
your
don't have this.
style.
They don't have Zikoko sauce.
I feel, yeah, Zikoko is so cool. Like, it feels like the people that work at Zikoko, they just come to the office and they just laugh and go home.
But that is very far from it, unfortunately.
I know, but like I'm saying, the vibe it gives, like,
Yes, yeah,
definitely
it feels like that.
behind every, even like single, like individual content creators,
Yeah,
behind their funny, glamorous content, it takes like hours
and
of hard
stand-ups.
work. Yeah, exactly. So I think it must be very, very hard work, but it's nice. Like the type of vibe they've created, like they just come to the office, quite literally, just come in, laugh, and go home. That's what it feels like. Or they'll just add themselves in meeting and just be laughing. Ha, ha, ha.
It's, as I said, I really wish it was like that, but
Oh my
yeah.
god. If there's any work like that where they just come to the office and laugh, please, I want to be among. Involve me in those type of jobs. I'll just be laughing and going back home. This has
Okay.
been fun. This has been fun. So definitely get your tickets to Moonshot. Moonshot is on what date? You did mention.
Oh yeah, it's October 15th and 16th.
Okay, great. Soon.
Yes.
Okay. October 15th, 16th at
Eco Hotel.
okay. Nice location. Cool. So if you don't have tech dreams, I will not say more than that. Still come.
So I think, I
I'm
mean,
sure there must be moonshot couples somewhere in this world.
possibly. I mean, there are
I'm
couples
sure. They
everywhere.
may not say it out of like fear for judgment.
Maybe we should start a "We met at Moonshot" hashtag.
See, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do
No.
that.
So I mean, beyond the potential to meet people, as I said, it is an important learning opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's not just generic content. And beyond that, it is just a really well put together event. It is
Yeah.
beautiful to look at,
Yeah.
if I must say myself. And there are people. So I am not really a people person. But then just even the quality of people that you meet. A couple of people who I shot my shot at LinkedIn. on LinkedIn a while ago. And maybe because they get a lot of requests like that, they probably add me. But I just, hey, um, this is me. I lead the growth team here. Send your request on LinkedIn. Maybe we connect and on the spot. And I think I worked with them this year. One of them this year.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like because we met at Moonshot. So, like they had their own event and I helped with that.
That could be you. October 15th and 16th. That could be you. So keep it moving. Buy a ticket, go to Moonshot, and you'll see those people that you've been sending cold emails to. You can tell them to hire you on the spot. Tell them, did you see that thread about what's the most audacious thing you've done? That people, yeah. So this could be your avenue to do the most.
I mean, actually, yes.
Just come to somebody.
Come with a cardboard. See, I need a marketing job.
See ideas. So there was one person that came on the pod last year, and he said that somebody wore
QR code.
No, not QR code. The person wore something like I've forgotten the inscription, but an interesting inscription, and that was like their conversation starter. So it was just like, I don't know how to start conversation, but let me wear something that will make people want to speak to me. So we're giving you ideas upon ideas. We've given you a placard, t-shirts. There's an app where you can connect.
Or just come with your card.
Come with your traditional what they call those things. Those cards, business cards.
Business cards.
Yeah, so it's a great way to meet people in the ecosystem. It's a great way to learn. It's a great way to connect with the policy makers, and it's also a great way to really I wouldn't want to say end the year strong, but it's towards the end of the year.
It's a great way to set up your Q4.
Yeah, great. See, he said it better. He said it a lot better. Although to me, like, the year has ended. But
don't let my manager hear that.
Q4 is remaining, so there's a lot to still be done this year. Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming on the pod. We can't wait to be at Moonshot in a few days now.
2 weeks.
A few days, yeah. So,
but yeah, thanks a lot, Favor.
Yeah.
This was.
Do you want them to find you? No.
I mean, you can follow me on LinkedIn. My name is Daniel Akpauta.
Yeah.
I think I'm most responsive on LinkedIn and Twitter.
Okay, so look for him on LinkedIn. And maybe you can pitch to him. So maybe you tell him you're looking for social media manager role.
If we have an opening, maybe I can try and connect him.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like this episode, share, subscribe to the channel, and of course, we'll see you. Not we. Why do I always say we? He's not going to be here. I will see you in our next one. Take care, guys. Bye.
Peace.